So welcome everybody. I'm so excited for you guys to hear from tonight's special guest, Presidential Diamond Kim Chipak. She is absolutely amazing, and I'm just so excited for you guys to hear more of her story and get to know her more. Kim and I have had the opportunity to get to know each other really well the past year in a chat that Mary Beth had put us in. And I just absolutely love her so much, and I'm just so excited for everything that you guys are going to learn from her tonight. So Kim, if you are able to unmute yourself, do you want to go ahead and just get started and introduce yourself and tell your story to everyone?
Hi, Brittany. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much, Britt, for having me on your Zoom tonight. This is really a huge honor. I've been watching you and your team low key from the side, and I'm loving everything you guys are doing. So it really is an honor to be on here tonight. I just had a team retreat, like a big team retreat this past weekend. So I'm struggling a little bit right now, but like, it's like my energy and my voice is not their best self, but like what's going on inside my heart is like my ultimate best self. So it's a good time to do a Zoom. I definitely didn't want to cancel just because of that. But yeah, so I'm Kim Chipak. I've been in the business for 4.5 years. I joined April 2015. When I joined, I was about to graduate college. I really did not have any specific like passion toward a career. All I know is that I was dreading going out into the real world. Like I was absolutely dreading it. So this business actually fell in my lap at the most perfect time because I was about to graduate. And, even though I was able to go out and get a corporate job right after school, just pretty much because that's what family, friends, society told me to do. I wasn't happy there because I was working this business simultaneously. I quickly caught the vision and was only at my career, my big girl job for 3 months, like a short 3 months before I said, I can't do this anymore. I would love to have the freedom that I'm seeing in this avenue that I had my hands on. And so I was 22 when I started, and now being 27 and in my 20s, just completely debt free, being able to travel and give back to my mom and just like in different ways, being able to be a part of Children's Cup now and like have Honduras on the books for 2020 and just go all in on life, guys, because I was so lost when I found this business, but what it brought to me was all the things that I didn't sign up for, honestly. Like I knew that there were online businesses and I knew that, I was skeptical but pretty much just because I didn't know what they were or what I had my hands on. I remember getting my box in the mail, my starter kit, and it said friendships, fun, and freedom on it. And I was like, oh, like, that's so cute, like whatever. I had no intentions on actually stepping into each one of those things and, having it be the sum of me living my best life. And it's just been honestly the most amazing journey.
I love that so much. I love that you started right when you're graduating college and only were at your job for 3 months. That's incredible. I never heard you tell that before, but that's so awesome. And I feel like just such an inspiration to anyone that's just getting started that you can run with this business as soon as you're ready. And this business can become your full-time business as soon as you're ready for that. So I love that so much. When you say you first got started, like what were some of the obstacles that you encountered? Did you encounter any negativity from your peers, from family, or just anything, aside from that? But what were those initial obstacles that you had to overcome?
Yeah, I had quite a few guys. The thing with me though is like I've always had that like on my heart that I was made for more. Like when I came into this business, I already had a pretty good mindset. Like I knew that, nobody else dictated what I in any aspect, like I always am going after what I want, and I never stop until I get it, sometimes to a fault. So when I came in the business, I was looking at it from a positive perspective. So when people did tell me that you know, it was a pyramid scheme, or, you know, it's just going to be, you're going to be in and out, or whatever the case may be. I kind of just like smiled and nodded. I was like, okay, you know, that's sad that you think that way, you know, but I knew I had my hands on something really special pretty early on. Obstacles though, I mean, I was living at with my mom at the time, and I remember even her, you know, her and I are like, we're so close, we're like sisters, my mom and I remember her just saying, you know what, like, you're just posting, like, I believe in you, like, I know. She's like, trust me, like, I raised you, I know you're gonna go after whatever you want and get it, but it's the company that I don't trust, you know, like, I've never heard of anything like this. People just aren't familiar with it. And are just so close-minded. So I remember her telling me, like, you're just posting way too much on social media. Like, I can see how it could be annoying to other people. And you guys, like, she's my best friend. She's my mom. She's everything to me. And I had to unfriend her on Facebook. Like, as I'm living under the same roof as her, you know, I didn't care, because I was just like, you know what, that's great that you think that, but like, if you don't want to see my stuff, then you don't have to see it. And it wasn't in an ugly way. It was just in a selfish way of, well, I'm happy here and I want to prove this to you. And, you know, I went through that with a couple different people, you know, friends, family that just, again, believed in me, but were close-minded to this. And I just kept my blinders on, guys. I guess I should have shared in my story. I went ruby in, like, I think it was 60 days. And then I did diamond in 4 months, because I knew I had to put gas on the fire if I wanted to prove people wrong. I needed fast success. And as soon as I started getting comments in my paychecks, it was just funny that people started coming back around. So that's one piece of advice I definitely give you guys. If you are experiencing anybody that's negative, it's just a reflection of them. It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with this business. It has nothing to do with the comp plan. This is becoming so normalized, network marketing now. So you've gotten your foot in at the right time. You know, because people being skeptical of these kinds of things, I have a really good feeling it's not going to last for much longer, because so many people, so many different companies, products, and everything are popping up left and right. And how blessed are we to have found, honestly, the perfect one. So that's something I went through. Another thing that I experienced was just lack of support from my enroller too. So she's no longer in the business. She went somewhere else, but she didn't really coach me or show me the way or love me. You know, like, she didn't bring me in and make me feel comfortable. And so I kind of had to learn things on my own. Now, you guys, I'm sure some of you guys know I'm in Ashley Sinclair's downline. So I didn't connect with her. You know, there were 14 or 15 people in between myself and Ashley, right? And so they're all gone, obviously, at this point, but I had to figure it out on my own. And so you guys, what's really awesome, and I tell my team this too, is you have an amazing leader, and with all of the tools and I'm sure an amazing team page, chats, all the things, with the utmost love and support, like, genuinely. So you have such a huge advantage. You know, I didn't have that, and I had to go find it and figure it out for myself. So I remember when, you know, and this is, I'm talking to the people that obviously aren't PE to Brittany, but like, maybe you have somebody that's not as like all in, or maybe doesn't see the vision in your upline. You know, just make sure that you're reaching higher than that and connecting with the people who you want to step into what kind of role they're playing in this business, in this company, truly. So I remember coming home, because I was a bartender and server on the weekends and at nights and everything. So I remember coming home, and the first thing I would do when I would get in bed would be watch YouTube videos. I would search just random leaders that I knew were hot right now, that were like on the up and up. And I would just search their name on YouTube, and there would be a plethora of trainings, you know, from those people that were moving up fast and just absolutely crushing it. So I always had somebody in my ear that was more successful than me. And it didn't have to be my enroller or my upline, you know. So because that was what I did. Those would be the last words I would hear before bed, were encouraging words, were really good, powerful words from people who were in a position where I wanted to be. I went to bed dreaming, like dreaming big and waking up excited. And, you know, things happened and people, you know, and now I was Ashley's like Gen, I don't even know, like 10, and now I'm her Gen 2. So compression's a beautiful thing when you connect with the people who you want to be, you know, who inspire you and who are there. So I would just say to definitely make sure that you plug in to things like this all the time. Like, that's so awesome that you guys are here. It's late, you know, I know some of you guys would rather be doing other things, but if you're showing up here today, it's just a small stepping stone to what could be your amazing story too down the road.
I love all of that so much. I love that you said that you were literally felt like the last thing you were doing before bed was watching Zooms. That was totally me when I got started. My husband worked late and he would come home and just like pass out, and I would stay up watching YouTube while I would nurse my baby. And I really do think that played such a huge part of my success. And I know you agree with that with yours, because when you're surrounding yourself, you guys, with so much positivity and so many people who are, you know, light years ahead of where you are right now, but where you want to go, it's impossible for some of that not to rub off on you. But I think that so often we just, you know, it's easy to do, it's easy not to do. And when we can stay up late and watch, you know, Game of Thrones, or we can stay up and listen to Zooms from people who are where we want to be. And it's just impossible for that not to rub off on you. So I love that reminder, Kim. And I love so much you shared about just the negativity you got from your mom. I have one of my new rock stars who's on here right now. She had something similar just recently, like a couple weeks ago, where her mom and another family member were so negative about the business. And it hurts when it's the people that are closest to us, but it happens. I just hope you guys hearing this from Kim reminds you that it happens to everyone. Like, the people closest to us are usually the ones that will hurt us in those moments, but we have to still choose to keep going. And I laughed a little when you said you had to unfriend your mom for a season, but I'm sure now she's so happy for you and so supportive. Like, but you just have to keep going after what God puts in your path. That's so just such an incredible reminder. Okay, so you've talked about just like obstacles that you had to overcome. What would you say that just on your path from distributor to presidential was the biggest lesson you had to learn?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a really good one. I would say, so with my struggle, I mean, not any, with it, nobody's business do I think, I've never seen anybody just take a straight shot to the top, aside from Sinclair, because she's a beast. Like, I don't even know what happened there. Like, she's literally a unicorn. But like, I feel like, you know, but now she's learning, you know, so people reach different obviously at different rates and stuff. You either have to learn the lessons on the way up, or you learn them afterwards when you already reached the massive success. And so with me, it wasn't a straight shot at all. Every rank I've hit, aside from like diamond and above, I'm pretty sure. No, that's not true. But I will be transparent. I'm so transparent. Like, I really don't care. Like, I've lost a lot of my ranks before and dropped in volume and did all the things. And so the one thing, my biggest struggle was getting to triple diamond. I was at like this hovering diamond double. Like, I got to double, and then I would drop, and then I would go back up, and then I would drop and I just could not have that breakthrough moment when I like found my people who were running aggressively with me to the level that I wanted to go. One of my biggest things that I always take back to my team when they go through things like that is you just can't work based off how you're feeling. You have to have your end game in at the front of your mind, like at all times. And that it stinks, guys. Like, it's rough when you're in that place and you don't feel like you have that team who is like behind you, like wind at your backs, running. Like, it's not easy. But the one thing that I never stopped doing in that weird like year and a half, 2 years where I was up, down, up, down, up, down, I just never stopped. Like, I never let those paycheck drops or volume drops or best friends quitting on me or people who, whatever it was, I never worked based off what was going on in my heart, or like, you know, like, obviously your feelings are going to get hurt when people quit. Obviously you see so much more in this business than your teammates that quit do. And all the things. But during that time, I never stopped. I said, if I just keep plugging away, doing the things, doing the self-development, growing as a person, growing as a leader, being income producing with my activities that I was doing every day, not scrolling, training other people, showing people what I'm doing, there will be a breakthrough moment. Like, it's only a matter of time. And that time for you could be 5 years. It could be a couple months. Like, everybody's timeline's different, but the people will come in when you develop into the person that they deserve as a leader. And so, I'd say like the biggest reason as to why I even have been able to go top 150, or top 100 even now. I keep forgetting, like, it's so crazy. I was top 150 at a conference, but I was 99 recently, like when the last time numbers came out. And the only reason that happened was because I never stopped. Like, I've never not done my steps to success, at least, and that's all it takes. So my biggest advice is if you're going through a season right now where you're like, I have no idea what to do because I'm not where I want to be. It sounds so cliche and so simple, but you just have to keep going. And you're going to find yourself addicted to the energy when you keep like plugging yourself into things like this. I mean, that's just been a huge reason as to why I'm here today. But I'd say a big lesson has been just to you can't stop. You can't work based off how you're feeling. What if you went into your job, like, you're 9 to 5 and you're just like, I just don't feel like doing it today. Like, you're not going to last very long there. You're going to get fired. It's like, I always make references back into like the bar business and like serving in the restaurant industry, because if you're going to go in and not, if you're just not going to provide, like, you're not going to serve, you're not going to do your job, you're going to walk out with less money because you didn't show up and give 100%. And the people that made more money were always the ones that were like, yeah, I'll stay a little bit later. Yeah, I'll pick up your table. You don't feel like having that one, or like, oh, you don't like those customers, or whatever. You just have to be willing to keep going so that you, that's kind of a very broad answer. So I hope that's okay. But that year and a half, those 2 years, I could have sank or swam. Like, it was one or the other. And I woke up every day with a very sincere intention to make sure I was like swimming like a Michael Phelps on, like I was going. I don't care. Like, I just kept Post-it stuff all over my room and places I would see it. And I would see top 150, top 150, top 150. And I said, what, am I going to quit? Like, then back to my story, all those people were right. Hopefully that was okay.
No, that's amazing. And I think it really is just such a good reminder, like, your feelings are terrible masters. And if you give into your feelings and you only work when you feel like it, like, you're basically just submitting to going back to the life that you never wanted in the first place. The life that you didn't like so much that you initially grabbed hold of this opportunity. And it's so ironic because when we come into the business, we come in with so much hope and yearning for a better life. But the second, we feel anxiety coming on or encounter negativity or whatever, it's just so many people do give into it. And I love that reminder from you. And guys, I don't know if you caught this, but she said no matter what she was encountering, no matter what kind of rough month she was having, no matter how long it took her to go triple, she has always done her steps to success. We've been talking so much about steps to success, Kim, and just how they're truly just non-negotiable. And like, you can't grow in your business without it, whether you're, a double diamond on the team, whether you're, me ambassador, whether you're a brand new, distributor, you've got to do your steps to success. And I just love so much that you reiterated, like, it doesn't matter, like, you're always doing it. What can you tell everybody? Because I know that you definitely enroll a lot, but you always at least do your steps like you just shared. What can you share with everybody just about why that is so important? Like, why doing your steps, not just enrolling customers, not just enrolling distributors, but truly bringing in both, like the company has laid out for us.
I'm sorry. Wait, I just got so distracted because like I have my notebook in front of me right now, and I was just about to write down like a note from you that you just mentioned, and I turned the page, and Ashley was here this weekend, and she just wrote me. She wrote, "You are ambassador. I love your face like a fat kid loves cake." cannot. So I that's, oh my gosh, she's so sweet. So I missed the second half of your question. I will be honest. So you said steps to success. Why is it so important to
yeah, can you just share with everybody like why that is so important? I feel like it's something we all know, we all hear, but so often, I mean, I know you can relate to this too. We see people who don't do their steps, or maybe it's been 3 months since they've done their steps to success. Maybe they're bringing in 20 customers, but they haven't enrolled a distributor in the last 4 months. Like, can you just talk a little bit about, like, I mean, you've been in the business longer than me. Like, why is this so important that we literally treat our steps, just like you said, as non-negotiable? They get done every month, no matter what.
Absolutely. I'm sorry. That was so rude. I just got so, I'm like, I'm so distracted. So I feel like so often we just overcomplicate things, guys, and you look left and right and you see like this person getting on this call because they're being highlighted for like enrolling 20,000 distributors, or, you know, whatever the case may be. Maybe this person, you know, whatever, you know, we all have those people that we look left and right at and we're like, oh, but like, why can't I do what she's doing? Like, I can't. If you really just simplify it, guys, we have 31 days in the month, right? You have 31 days in the month. If other people are enrolling 4 customers a day, there are people out there that want their products, that want their hands on this opportunity. And there is just absolutely, and that's the note I was going to write down that you mentioned, like, it's a non-negotiable. That's it. It's a non-negotiable. You have no excuse. You really don't, for 31 days of the month to not enroll 7 people, and especially if you're passionate, you know. And I think that the people that fall short of their steps are usually the ones that are not having fun in this business. They're usually the ones that that are not showing up, you know, and plugging in like you guys are. And so with steps, I mean, if you break, like I do my day, every single day I have like my checklist. I'm sure Brittany teaches you guys like what your non-negotiables are for the day. If you are doing those, there's just absolutely no reason to not do it. And during our training this weekend, we just talked about like the power of duplication and what that means, and going diamond and the cabs and everything. And if you guys only understood, you know, full blown what the compensation plan offers us without bonuses, you would run like your hair's on fire. Truly, steps to success has just always been something that, you know, I always go back to because it makes me feel accomplished. It's just like getting those little wins throughout my day too that are really that make me keep going. You know, if you are just continuing to chase after the really small wins instead of just looking at the bigger things, like going, maybe your goal for 2020 is going presidential. Like maybe you have a really big, scary goal of going presidential. Well, sometimes when you look at big, or even maybe that's diamond for you, maybe you're just dying to have a comma in your paycheck. If you're looking at bigger, like the bigger picture, it's almost kind of paralyzing, huh? You know, to pull out a chart like that and you're like, man, how am I ever going to get this done? Well, if you just break your confidence down to little things throughout your day, and just like the steps to success, you know, because that is again, a non-negotiable, but if you're breaking down your small wins and celebrating every single host to post you get up, every single upsell that you've been able to get a yes from, every new 20 followers you get on Instagram, you know, celebrating those very small wins and giving yourself a huge pat on the back and supporting your team when they do those things, you're going to find that you're going to complete those steps probably more than one time. I think that the biggest thing that people lack in this business, and again, another reason why they don't complete their steps, are just because they're just not having fun. Like and for me, I'm like just trying to party with my team all day, all over all of their small wins. Some things that we do as a team, just to give you guys ideas, is like in my leaders chat, we always want to be the top enrollers. We always want to be out enrolling our teams and leading from the front. So what we'll do is we'll get in there for the day and say, okay, today's challenge is like, let's get 10 host posts up today. You know, like let's race, let's do this. And we'll start screenshotting like our host posts and holding ourselves accountable and making sure we're doing that. So that's another the accountability, guys, is huge. You need that. You need to at least have one person that is running alongside of you, so that it's like no man left behind. We're doing that for Margaritaville too. You know, we're like, no man, like there's like a core group of us. We're like, no man left behind. We're all getting there. But that's it. Again, that's a big goal. That's like going diamond. That's like going VIP. You need to obviously have those visions and those goals in mind and at the forefront of your mind at all times. But you need to kind of break it down to how you're going to get there hour by hour, not even day by day, but like what am I going to do with this hour that's going to be income producing for me to complete my steps to success. And then I'm sure you guys have heard it from Brittany several times, what that means when the duplication starts happening, when you're doing your steps, when your team's doing your steps. If you guys were at conference last year, Cami talked about the power of one, just one person. If you teach that one person to go out and find one person, to go out and find one person, it's not so paralyzing anymore, you know, when we break it down into small things like that and give ourselves grace in knowing that, well, I don't have to be a top enroller to be successful in this business. I'm not a top enroller. Most people that are at the top aren't. I mean, that's great, but that'll come with time. But first, give yourself grace and know that the steps to success are something that, you know, they're the heart, they're the backbone of what makes it works. So don't roll your eyes at them. Don't think you have to do anything more than that. Just give yourself grace and know that if that's what all I have to do, it's 1000% possible. Like there's no reason it shouldn't be done.
100%. Oh my gosh. And I love that you said that you encourage your leaders to be the top enrollers on your team. I could not love that more. I just finished a book called Grit. And in the book, she was talking about how there's two ways that you can lead. You can lead by fear, or you can lead by leading from the front. And she said, leading from the front is the only way to lead that will help other people and inspire other people to have more grit as well, and to just be more resilient to everything life throws at them. She was like, when you lead by fear, you can get stuff done. Like you can, be a drill sergeant, tell people what to do. But if you want to actually help people grow as a person and, be more resilient to anything that comes their way, like you have to get down in the trenches, roll up your sleeves and lead them from the front. And so that's immediately what I thought of, because that was fresh in my mind when you said you encourage your leaders that you guys all out enroll your teams. I thought that's just so good, and such a reminder to anyone on here who has even one person on their team to be setting that example. Okay, what is your final piece of advice you would leave everyone with? I know that you've been in the business a while, you've seen so much, and I know that you can feel just the atmosphere shifting right now. We're coming up on conference. There's so many, incredible things happening. What is just your final piece of advice you would share with everybody?
For sure. So our team, we have the culture where fall is boom season, and we created that about 2 years ago. We ramp up in the fall, and it's always been that way. And I would encourage you guys, because we're in business, and I think it's very important and to get down on a real level, like it's important to know business. I don't believe it can be a boom season 12 months of a year. I don't think that's sustainable. So what we do is we make sure that we take the time during the seasons that are like a little bit slower to do what I said earlier, to stay consistent, to stay plugged in, to make sure you're not giving up, to feed the brain, to be growing mentally, spiritually, as a leader, as a distributor, all the things, doing the work, right? But in fall, we always say, okay, and we want to be the team where instead of things being announced at conference and then starting to run because things are just brand new and we're excited and all that stuff, we actually want to prep and prime ourselves at this time of the year so that when we walk into conference, we're already set up to explode to like absolutely insane things. So I love that Pam Souter on the I don't know if you were on, Britt, with the money mindset call the other day. She was just talking about bonuses and how those are created for people who are doing the opposite of what I just told you guys my team and I are doing. They're just waiting for something to drop so that they could have their fast money. And you don't want to be that person, guys. You want to make sure that you are aggressively going after what you want at a time where most people probably aren't, because they look at this season, guys, they look at the fourth quarter, I'm telling you, and they're like, well, there's Thanksgiving coming up, you know, people aren't going to be watching what they're eating. Like the holidays are coming, you know, people aren't going to start diets, lifestyle like changes at this point of the year. And I'm here to tell you that that is the silliest statement in the world, because we're talking to people. We are going nuts right now. Volume is climbing. We're starting our boom season now at a time when other people are telling themselves lies about what society wants right now. We are so blessed to be able to not just give our consumer one avenue. Like, we're not just one niche, like, at all. We can provide for everybody. So with that in mind, know that this fourth quarter is crucial. If you want to set yourself up for next level success in 2020 and beyond, now is the time to put your head down, get clear about your goals, and make sure you're going aggressively after it. Brittany's team, guys, is you got your I don't even know, you're a part of it, but what I see on the outside is growing exponentially, and you don't want to miss out on that wave, guys. Like, during this time of momentum and growth and everything that she's giving you, you need to make sure that you have your head down now. You don't want to be that person walking into conference wishing you had prepped and primed yourself, and kind of leveraged yourself into a better position, because then you're going to have to do the work after conference, right? Which, you know, you're going to have to do anyways, but I'm just saying, like, it's a leverage standpoint. So, we're going after it hard right now, and I know what that means for us. And I just hope that you guys could see the importance of how important it is to put your head down and get it done now. During this season, during the fourth quarter, so many people tend to pull away from their business, guys. Don't get distracted. Please don't get distracted. You know, stay that consistent course, and you're gonna set yourself up really nicely walking into conference. And also, like, don't you want to walk into conference like a badass? Like, don't you want to kind of be like, yeah, like, I did this while everybody else is kind of chilling out on their business. I'm walking in a diamond. Like, I'm walking in a diamond. This is awesome. And you're gonna walk in with it like a new, like, your shoulders are going to be back. You're going to feel confident. You're going to feel in the right place. And then you're going to be like, oh, they came out with this. I could do this, you know? So it's just the best feeling, guys. It really, really is.
Yes, I could not agree more. There's no better feeling than like crushing every promotion you can possibly crush leading into conference, walking into conference loud and proud, and being in such a good place with so much momentum you've already built up that when Mark drops whatever he drops, it's a done deal for you. You don't even have to think about, is this possible for me? Because it is literally a done deal because of the work you've already done, like Kim just said. So thank you so much, Kim. I am just cheering you guys on. I know that you guys are going to be coming in an ambassador team 2020 or maybe sooner. And we're cheering you guys on. We appreciate you so much making time for us tonight. And I know that you're so tired from your fun retreat you had with Ashley. So that means even more to us that you still were able to make it on. And yeah, I hope you have a good night. And thank you so much again.
Thanks for having me, guys. Let's do it.
Bye.
Bye.